Take five. Here we go. All right. This is the fifth attempt to a live video, and I am getting really good at the beginning part of this video because this is the fifth time I've repeated myself. And it's nobody's fault. It's just hilarious because I like get like partway through, and then a nurse walks in, and I kind of shut it off. But it's all good. All right. So take five. Start again. All right. So damn it. No, I forgot how. Okay. So okay. You know what's funny though? Before I start, every time I do this, it gets shorter and shorter, which is funny. Okay, so I'm gonna start this over again. Um, came down to MD Anderson, and I'm gonna do like a really abbreviated portion of the beginning of this, so because I did it 5 times already. Uh, came down to MD Anderson to get a PET scan. That's to scan that checks you for cancer and stuff. Cancer came back. It's okay. I don't want anybody to get upset. Uh, I was expecting that to happen. The good news is that it's only right here. It's literally right there. It's nowhere else, which is awesome. And we're going to try to keep it that way. So we're going to be pretty aggressive. Long story short, the plan is to do a needle biopsy tomorrow, and then they're going to figure out what they want to do. But I think the plan moving forward is going to be radiation, which is just on this. They can radiate that, and I like that idea. They're going to do radiation for 2 reasons. One, because there's no cancer anywhere else in my body, so why would you hit somebody with chemo, which affects your entire body? It's unnecessary. Only at like one little spot right there. It's smaller than a pea that you would eat. So the second thing is I respond very well to radiation. And through the 12 years that I have been battling cancer, anywhere that I got radiation, the cancer's never, ever returned. It just blasts it into oblivion. And the only thing radiation does to me is it makes me sleepy. That's it. I just need to take a nap. So I'm cool with that. I also understand the common sense logic on this, which I wholeheartedly agree with. So I'm definitely on board. True story though, why am I still in hospital, right? I should have been on an airplane. I should have been back home. Well, I had to extend just a couple hours really. I rebooked my flights because they admitted me real quick in the hospital to do the needle biopsy tomorrow, like first thing early, like dark 30 in the morning. And they're going to knock me out for that, or I hurt people. I hurt one person accidentally. They didn't take me serious, and the needle. But they're going to knock me out, which is not common. But they're going to do it to me because I don't like needles, and if you think that I'm going to be awake while you're getting a needle that's that long and slowly coming in to stab me in the neck while I'm alert, you are full of freaking shit. You might as well suck start a pistol because you're going to have better chances of living than trying to do that through shotgun. I'm going to be honest. I don't like that, and I picked a hell of a disease to hate needles with. Well, I didn't really pick this disease, but you know what I mean. So it's just safer for everybody involved if they just put Shawn Crum to sleep and then do what they need and then wake Shawn Crum back up and then like we high five. Otherwise, yeah, I'm gonna fight. I'm gonna fight. When you come to put a needle in my neck and I'm like this, no. And I mean I'm cool. Like I can get some needles. Like I'll complain, but I'm all right. Like I'll get them in. I get a lot in the arm. I got one in my chest right now. That one's like that long. And I'm all right. I'm all right with it. But if you try to, well, no. So yeah, they did. Thankfully, they after much discussion because it's not typical to knock somebody out for, that needle biopsy procedure. But given the circumstances, yeah, we're doing that. So that's what I'm going to do tomorrow. So I'm just kind of chilling, like in the hospital right now, just waiting, which is the story of my life right now. Yeah. It's all good though. I really like coming down to Texas, and I don't like coming down to Texas because, as you can imagine, there's a lot of animosity, there's a lot of nervousness, there's a lot of emotions and stuff, mental issues that come with, like, a cancer fight. And then, like, when you have to go to a location, it's normally not pleasant. Like everything that happens to me that is absolutely necessary to save my life, mind you, but everything that happens to me is not not good. Like, it's it's not pleasant, like, at this point. Now, is that also typical of a cancer fight? No. Like, some folks have it pretty decent, and they handle, like, cancer pretty well. They do their stint, and the good Lord or their creator, whoever the hell they believe in, whatever, um, kind of hooks them up, and they go about their day, and they do their stent, they do their chemo or their treatments, and they get right, and they're out. Like, that happens a lot, and that gives me hope to see that, you know. So it's a good thing. But it's, for somebody, like, I don't like saying this, but, like, I had a really bad case. Like, I could read you the documents where it's been on paper, black and white, and that changes things, because when they tell you some things, being said is one thing, but seeing it on paper, it's different. Trust me. But I am the most advanced case of my cancer that M&D Anderson, the best facility in the world, not the country, in the world, has ever seen. Yeah, me, Shawn Crum. Go figure, right? So things aren't so simple for me, especially after a 12-year long, nonstop uh, cancer battle. So, like, I do things that are a little bit, not like, it's not typical, and that's normal for me. That's like normal operation. So if everybody's like, oh, trust me, it's normal. I'm gonna take a quick second. Hey, Peters, what's up, brother? I love you. I hope you're doing great. Yeah, I keep kicking ass, taking names, bro. Yeah, that's what I do. Although I forget the names now. Yeah, that happens. But I still take them. If that makes sense. I was just thinking about you the other day. Chuck White, how you doing, brother? I hope you're doing good, man. I was thinking about you. I'm not even kidding you. 3 days ago, I was thinking about you. I was doing shit down at, like paperwork, the VA and stuff, and you popped into my head. I don't know why, but I hope that you're doing good. I hope your wife and your kids are doing great. And yeah, bro, Chuck, you read into my mind. I hope you're doing awesome, man. I love you too. And yeah, yeah, I'm gonna keep kicking ass, man. You know me. You know me. We're cut from the same cloth a little bit. So yeah, we don't die easy, and we don't quit. That's just how we are. I mean, I want to, but I ain't going to. Anyhow, yeah. So back to live action, like the Turtle Man would say. I wonder how that cat's doing these days. I hope he's still alive, because he was fun to watch on TV. But anyhow, I am waiting. So the plan is I'm going to get the needle biopsy tomorrow out of my neck, and they're gonna, confirm what we know. Thankfully, just to recap, like I said, it's not anywhere else. It's just literally right here. My finger is on it right now. I can feel it. It's like a little ball, like a little pea-sized ball in there, and it hurts. Like, it's like really sensitive, and I'm gonna do my best right now to describe you what cancer feels like in your body. Because I get asked that question a lot. Like, When I talk to some folks, they're like, hey, what is it? What does it feel like? I get really good questions. I love those questions, by the way, because like everybody's learning and people are curious, and yeah, it helps me. It helps me like come to terms with it too. But gotta get back on track here. Yeah, they're gonna do that. They're gonna take a sample out. They're gonna test it. They're gonna confirm that it still is my cancer. But then they're gonna do another test on top of that while I'm asleep because it's quite painful. It's similar to a bone marrow biopsy. And for you that don't know that, they're gonna take like a DeWalt drill, like a cordless drill. They're gonna put a drill bit on the end of it, and they're gonna drill into my bone, and then they're gonna put like this sensor thing in it and find out like how many of the cells that they did, with this trial are still active inside my body. Yeah, so they're gonna do that too, because yeah, that wasn't gonna happen. I'd rather start a pistol. Yeah, for real. I'm not doing that. And I am super thankful that they're knocking me out because I become extremely combative. Like if you think that you're going to take a needle like this long and then like slowly go into my neck right here while I'm alert, yeah, you're going to have better chance of survivability by playing Russian roulette with a single shot. Yeah. So we're not doing that, and they're going to knock me out for that. Thankfully, it's just easier on everyone. I don't have to hurt anybody, and a lot of these folks are great folks. Like I just can't help it. Like one guy, he tested that many years ago. It didn't work out. It's fair. I don't really want to talk about that. Yeah, they learned. So they're gonna knock me out for that. They're gonna go in. They're gonna get what they need. They're gonna drill a hole in me, and then back on plane back to PA, baby. Fun fact about Texas: I left Pennsylvania yesterday in the morning. It was 53 degrees. We're at my home in the mountains, Pennsylvania. It's 96 here. 96. And it's actually cooling down. Last month was worse. Like, because now it's, starting to cool down to the winter weather pattern. Screw that, man. I don't really like that. Like, I'm a skinny dude now too, so I love heat, to be all honest. But that's a little intense. Like I literally flew into an oven. Yeah. Trish, you like the heat here? I do. It doesn't hurt as bad. Ask me that question again in another month or two. I'm like, I'm going back to Texas. Piss on this Pennsylvania weather bullshit. But yeah, no, yeah. So yeah, I don't mind. What I do like down here is I love the people. Like Texas folks, man, they're great. They're great folks. I don't know what else to say. I wouldn't mind living down here. I really wouldn't. I mean, it's gonna be a while before I even think about training in my mountains and stuff up in PA and hunting seasons and stuff like that. But they do stuff like that down here too. But yeah, it's pretty spicy down here during the summer. They are much kinder. So yeah, I was just talking about that, Trish. Like folks are. I was just talking about that to the nurse too. Like, folks down here are a lot nicer. And what do I mean by that? People that don't understand. If you were in New York City, okay, and you had some books or some binders or something, you're just carrying it, and you accidentally dropped them, right? Let's just paint this scenario. You accidentally drop them on the sidewalk. Go back, lady goes back to pick up her stuff she dropped, right? Normal stuff. In like New York or places up north, I'm not singling out New York. I'm not saying the bad people, but like in some cities like that up north, like you're gonna get run over. Yeah. Now, when you get into the country, like where I live, people are gonna stop. They're gonna help you pick your stuff up, and then make sure you're okay, and then like, say, hey, see you later, good luck, And then down south, like people are gonna like stop. They're gonna help you pick up your stuff. They're gonna talk to you. They're probably gonna ask about your mom. They're gonna be like, how's your mother? They don't even know your mom, but it's just, small talk down south. They're gonna talk about the weather, and then they're going to talk about how you're doing. They're gonna ask you all kinds of questions. You end up having a 30-minute conversation because you drop the binder, and then they end up saying like, "Hey, well, God bless you," and then you part ways. That is the quality of people down here, and I like that. I truly, truly wish that this, there was more places in this country like that. Like, I wish more people were like that. I know I'm gonna try to teach my kids those values because I mean, well, first of all, that's what I do. I was raised that way. My parents did a great job, um, and not only because I was raised that way, but I want those values. That's just a nice person. Like I just want to be a nice person. So yeah, I do love Texas. Full disclosure, Texas, the people are great, but I don't I like the heat, but I don't like the heat. Yeah, if that makes sense. Yeah, food's great too. Food's awesome. Um, but there is like a lot of animosity and nervousness and anxiety and a lot of other emotions and stuff that come when I come down to Texas, as you could imagine. Um, like I said earlier, like things aren't very pleasant for me. Procedures and things like it's just treatments. It at this point, like it's just like it's a challenge just to stay breathing. You know. Um, I hear you, brother. So my buddy Chuck, he said only two things come from Texas, and he don't see no horns on my head. oh, that made my night. I like that. That's a good joke, but yeah, no, yeah. I don't claim to come from Texas, bro. I'm definitely a PA Mountain boy for sure, but I do like folks down here, the culture. But like, so you watch the news, right? You watch the news, like the immigration thing down here on a real note. Like, I don't get into that stuff, like politics and stuff. Like, I try to stay out of it in the videos, of course. But no, it's a real thing. So like, that's one thing that's actually happening on the news. Like you see back home, that's actually happening. So yeah, that's a very real situation down here. Very real. Like, if you talk to the locals and stuff, they just a lot of folks will just honestly, they'll either shake their head and just put their head down and not say nothing, or they'll light it up. Like, they get very mad about the situation. So, if you are talking to somebody about it, just be careful, because emotions are a little high on that down in some locations down here. And I picked up on that pretty quick. But no, I totally like being down here. Like, I do. But like I said, like I get like a little, I don't know. I guess it's me just being partially human still. But yeah, when I go to travel down here, I do get a little like weird. And of course, I mean, I don't really have the greatest of rap sheets down here at the moment. I'm trying to improve on that, but I just have to be down here longer. Um, I'm trying to read comments. I apologize, but I do read comments because, like, you all are my friends. So yeah. So yeah, Trish. Yeah, you can see it. And yeah, Chuck. It is sad, dude. It is. It really is. I hope that they can get that squared away. And I will breathe deeply, Trish. Trust me. I didn't hurt anybody yet, so I'm doing good. I'm doing good. But I mean, they're getting they're getting a little pushy. It's all good though. I am excited to get all the results from them test back, because I'm eager, and I know my team down here could attest to the same thing I'm saying. We are eager to nail that shit back down. Like, we're just gonna nuke it, and I like that. That's common sense to me. So I mean, like I said, it's just that little spot here. We're gonna nuke the living shit out of that. We're gonna drop the mic and we're gonna go back home. That's what we're gonna do. Well, I'm not doing that now. Like, I'm definitely gonna be coming back home first, and then regroup and then get back down here for that. But that is the plan as of now. I am doing great. I have not been this healthy and strong in a long time. Yeah, in literally 12 years. I am turning into. I it's nice to see that some things don't change in life. What do I mean by that? It's nice to see that part of my body still is Shawn Crum. So I am gaining mass really fast. I think I gained at the beginning. I gained like 30 pounds in like less than a month. It was like couple days less than a month. So that's intense. Like I bounce back normally harder than I bounced the first time. Like I bounce back harder. So I'm enjoying that. I'm gonna start hitting the gym here now because gotta be in shape. And it's kind of frustrating for that sometimes because you say you want to have patience, you say you want to go about things easy and methodical so that you do it right, like rebuilding your body so you don't hurt yourself, stuff like that. However, the reality of that is you just really want to get moving. I just want to get going and get started and start working out in the gym and stuff and like that. I'm going to start swimming. Regardless, even while we're doing radiation on this, I'm going to try to swim because I am, believe it or not, a rescue swimmer for swiftwater rescue and like the hurricane stuff. And I am going to try to pursue that again from the civilian side this time, not from the Army side. So yeah, I'm going to go back to rescue swimming. So I have a long way. You're talking, right now it's a bit of a pipe dream, but I am moving in that direction. Yeah. And if I get close, here's the thing. Like, I don't only say this, but I was a key role in building the Swiftwater Rescue Program in Pennsylvania, by using helicopters to save people. During floods or hurricanes or natural disasters, or even hunters get lost in the woods. We go out for all kinds of things. Our goal is search and rescue. We save lives. That's what we do. That's what I did in the after part of my career. So when I helped with a great group of individuals to build the Pennsylvania Swiftwater Rescue Program, I had to do everything in order to teach that. I had to be a medic. I had to be a swimmer. I had to be a crew chief. I had to be a mechanic. You had to do it all. Like, there's a lot that goes into this job. And I miss that. So I told my wife, and I do get personal. I do get personal. I'm about to get personal with y'all right now, okay? I talked to y'all about those mental health days, right? Yeah, if you watch my shows, which I know a lot of you folks do, I'm a big supporter about mental health, and I have my moments. Like, everybody that knows me, I'm normally a ridiculously annoying positive person, mostly. Kind of funny, can be serious, but I don't want to unless I have to. But to be honest, like, I have every once in a while I have these, like, I call them mental days, man. It's just my situation, like Chris said in the comments, like, it is traumatic. And you got to put your big boy or big girl pants on when you want to do what I do, like when you want to fight cancer, because there's no doing it half-assed. You're either all in or you're dead. And even if you're all in, you still could be dead. Like, it's just not. We all know that, right? But that takes a toll on you, okay? And that is a part of what I do that is not really talked about that much, but it is so vitally important to keep your head in the game. Because where your brain goes, your ass will follow. And that's the truth. It's the honest God truth. So if you keep your head in the fight, your body will stay in the fight, and you can have some good success. And I'm living proof of that, right? But every once in a while, you can't run from it. Like, you can't. You can't run from your own brain. You can't run from your own feelings, your own problems. Like, it's just, you have to turn around and fight. You have to turn around and address it and understand it. And it takes time. It takes a lot of practice to do that. And I'm still practicing that accurately every time. But I did have one. I actually had one last night. I got no sleep, zero, not even 1 hour sleep since yesterday when I woke up. I just had a horrible night, like mental, and I'm down here, like, I do this by myself. I do. And I have reasons for that. And I mean, I don't do it by myself all the time, but I would prefer to, because there's a certain state of mind that you have to be in to be successful, to even have a chance. Let's put it that way. To have a chance at being successful in a cancer fight, you have to have a state of mind, a frame of mind. And I don't really think that I am probably a good individual to be around when I get into that frame of mind, because I'm going to war with myself. And for somebody like myself and a lot of you folks that are my friends, you know exactly what that means. Like, it is business, especially for someone who dedicates their life into perfecting that, which a lot of you have to some degree, right? So it is business for me. When I put on my boots, like Chuck said, and I get into my cancer fight, it's business. And either I'm going to die or my cancer is going to die. There's no other way around it. Okay. And that type of traumatic thought, that zone, that frame of mind that you get yourself into, that's a hard switch to shut off. Okay. Now I got two little kids, that look up to me. I got a little girl, a little boy. I got a wonderful wife, and I can't afford to be like that. I don't want to be around them when I'm like that. I don't want my kids to see that. That part of me, because it's violent, it's angry, it's emotional, it's intense, and they're too young to understand. So I try to like separate myself if I can emotionally, um, so that I don't like lash out and project. Now I misfire every now and then, and I get it. And I tell you what, man, it has to be so hard to live with somebody like me. It has to be. It has to be. Just the situation alone, it's intense. And I mean, that you have to address that. You do. I have to. It's tough, and I'm still trying to master that today. But yeah, it dragged me down. I was depressed. Um, you know, I, sometimes I don't like my life. I don't, and I have every reason to love it. I do have a self-care routine. I do. It's actually something that I put together myself. And I think it has to be that way because it works for me. Like, somebody else's self-care routine is not going to work for me. Um, but like the thing that I'm finding, even with my self-care routine, the best that I try, I'm failing. Yeah, I'm actually failing. Um, and the hard part about that is to come to grips with it, I think. But I'm able still to stow that shit and drive on. Okay, that's very important. Hello. Can I just have 1 minute, please? Yeah. Thank you. And that's kind of like really, important, especially when you're dealing with that. So it is what it is on that. And yeah, slow progress is still progress. Absolutely. Yeah, it is. To say that you're not going to have an issue like that would just be very naive, and you know, from a situation, you know. So I decided to deal with that, head on best I could, um, and I'm failing. I'm failing at that because it's not an easy thing to address, especially when you're your own worst enemy. Yeah, it's a very real thing. So I'm actively working on that. But like I said, I'm still in the fight yet, so it's kind of hard to break focus. You know, you got to stay, and then when it's done and the dust settles, then that's when I'm going to actively try to find, you know, the right tools, the right tools. And that's all you're doing. Like people, say to themselves, because I get it. They say, oh, I don't need to go to that kind of, therapy or things of that nature for mental health issues like that, but you have to, because and they're like, oh, I'm a guy and all that. No, no, yeah, no, I'm pretty much the baddest motherfucker out like that I know of. Other than there's a lot of people that are better than me, but that I know of, and it drags me down sometimes. Yeah, so you have to address that head on. Like you have to. If you don't, it's gonna eat you alive. Okay. Um, and that's what I try to do. And yeah, like Chuck said, like you gotta reach out, you talk, and thanks. Yeah, definitely. I'll hit you up on that because it's important to do that. And that's kind of like what I'm doing right now. Like that's what I'm doing right now to y'all. And it's uncomfortable for me. It's uncomfortable for me to say my feelings and shortcomings because I'm very gear driven for success. Yeah, and I was very young and naive, and I thought that was a weakness, and it's not a weakness. Actually, it makes you stronger. It's the opposite of what you think, and that your ego or whatever is trying to feed into you via your ass. So, yeah, mental health, deal with it. Deal with it right. People are like, well, I'm not going to therapy. Fuck therapy. Yeah. Okay, tough guy. Therapy is smart. Let me ask you this: for guys that are going to say that, right now, guys ain't going to say that because we don't say that. Like we're dudes. Like nobody cares. But anyways, what I found out that I do is I try to talk to people about it, and I try to bring people into my world. And when you go to a therapist or when you go to counseling of any sort, you know what you're doing? You're getting the tools to make yourself stronger and better. When you're doing a home improvement project, or you're working on your car or shit, and you need to do this task, like you're building something, you need specific tools for that, right? What do? Go to the store, go to the hardware shop, you go wherever you need to go, you get the right tools for the job, and then you hit it hard, make it, and you move on. You do the same thing with your mental health. It's the same thing, just different example. Go get the right tools to make yourself stronger. Now, I talk about it on here, which is very hard for me to do, and I don't even talk about it the whole way. Like, I think people would be very disappointed in me if they found out how dark my brain actually is. But I think that people understand, given, my life. But I stow that shit and I keep it to myself normally. But sometimes like you can't do that. So you do need to talk about it. And right now I'm talking about it to you guys. And I talk about it to my wife. I talk to my family, my friends. All you guys are my friends. And it does it for me. Like it helps me, but it's not fixing it. It's just a band-aid. I actually have to go get the right tools to fix myself. And I can't do that quite yet. And you know what? A lot of you folks, you're going to see comments of people that are my friends. I served with these people. They are my brothers, my sisters. I would die next to them and give them a high five because I would be so proud to do that. And Trish is one of them. And she said she's actively working on herself, and you should. You should. Everybody should do that. Take an example from the best of us people. Take an example and fix yourself. Give yourself the tools. And I did that. Like I'm actively trying to do that. It's not easy, guys. It's not easy. Golly. Trish, I tell you what, you're giving me too much credit, man. Thank you. That's very kind, and I literally feel the same way about you and Chuck and everybody else, and all of my brothers and sisters, and anybody. Like I'm a nice guy. I try to be. I do the best I can, and I want to help anybody. I found out later in my career that I'm actually good at that. I'm actually geared to help people. I didn't know that. I started my career punching time clocks and practicing and focusing on that. But the middle and end of my career was probably the best thing that I ever did. It changed my life because I joined a medevac and I fell in love with it. And at search and rescue, medevac is like life flight only for the Army. And I literally fell in love with it. Saving lives, helping people, humanitarian stuff. I found out that I I do that. Like I don't know why I am that way, but I'm just built that way. I'm built to protect and to serve, and I am efficient and good at it. So that's how that goes. No, it's okay. I'm just ending the video real quick. I have to go to the nurses here, so I will hit you guys up maybe tomorrow. I'll let you know how I make out. All right. I gotta go. Business calls later.